here as the National University of Lesotho and Metropolitan Lesotho, because as NUL and Metropolitan, we are long-term partners. We are in a relationship that will never be ended as long as we are alive as those institutions. And amongst us here, I want to recognize and announce that the Vice Chancellor is here. You will see him when I introduce him in detail. We have the MD of Metropolitan. You will also see her when I introduce her in detail. We have the Pro-Vice Chancellor of the university, but we also have the senior management of the executive management of the university, which includes the registrar, who's myself, and the Beza, who's here with us, and the university librarian. But we are also glad to announce that we have deans and directors of the university and our marketing team. The MD can never travel from Maseru to Roma alone for such an elaborate soft launch. I'm told it is soft. She wouldn't travel all the way alone. She has within her entourage the brand marketing manager, Ndate Mutsiela, am I right? She also has with her the learning and development manager, Ndate Pafa. I see I'm right. And the marketing and promotions manager, Me Mahabo, is here. And I also want to recognize and acknowledge the presence of all the media houses who accepted our invitation. I want to, as I call upon the Vice Chancellor, tell you who he is. You know, sometimes we see Vice Chancellors and we are told they are here, and we hardly ever get the opportunity to really know who they are. The Vice Chancellor, who you will see when he comes up here, is Professor Kananelo E. Musito KC, in full. He is called like that because he is an associate professor of law and a former dean of the Faculty of Law at the National University of Lesotho. He became the Pro-Vice Chancellor and acting Vice Chancellor of the university from the 1st of November 2019. And he is still the acting Vice Chancellor. You will note that I say he became the Pro-Vice Chancellor. That is because he's the substantive Pro-Vice Chancellor, but the acting, she's the substantive Pro-Vice Chancellor, but the acting Vice Chancellor. He is a graduate of the university because he graduated with a diploma in law, a BA in law, count the qualifications. Diploma in law, BA law, LLB, postgraduate diploma in labor law, conciliation and arbitration, from all of them from this university. He didn't end there. He continued his legal education at the University of Edinburgh in Scotland in the UK, where from he obtained an LLM degree. He also received a PhD in commercial law from the University of Cape Town in South Africa. Are we counting the qualifications? You added 2 or 3. You lost count. He is currently, he's looking for another qualification, currently a prospective candidate for a postgraduate diploma in higher education at the National University of Lesotho. He was called to the bar in 1992. Those who know the bar, it's not the beer bar, it's the bar. He practiced law as an advocate of the High Court and the Court of Appeal of Lesotho, and later took silk as King's Counsel. He was appointed to the High Court bench in an acting capacity from 2006 until 2015. He was appointed president of Lesotho's Apex Court, which is the Court of Appeal, in 2015. And that is the position he still holds to date. Professor Musito is a lecturer. He has lectured in various courses in law at the National University of Lesotho from 1993. I'm not sure if all of us in here were born, but maybe. He has prepared and handed down numerous judgments in a variety of legal fields in the High Court, in the Labour Appeal Court, and the Court of Appeal of Lesotho. He has published numerous academic articles focusing on African customary law, commercial law, family law, international commercial arbitration, labor law, as well as social security law in various esteemed law journals. But this afternoon, Professor Kananelo Musito has been invited to do just one thing, to welcome everybody who is here. Professor, I invite you to present your welcome remarks, sir.
Madam MC, dear ladies and gentlemen, the assignment given to me now is simple. It's just to say welcome to the NUL, Madam MD, Metropolitan, and your entourage. Members of the Fourth Estate, I would have made a mistake if I had omitted to mention you. That is the media. Remember that you have three arms of government: the executive, the legislature, that is parliament, and the judiciary. Now the Fourth Estate, which determines whether or not a government continues or collapses, is the media. It is that very same estate which monitors whether or not universities such as the NUL continue to flourish or they collapse. So you must take them extremely much more seriously. One of the most important functions of a university, as we all know and the nation should know, is to educate and to broaden the horizons of those who come into contact with the university. And that is a massive assignment that has been given to a university. It means, therefore, that a university cannot afford and cannot be in a position to singularly discharge that kind of assignment. You need a partnership in that kind of national assignment. Metropolitan Lesotho has always been with this university. It is our partner number one in the assignment given to us by Providence. You will remember that the university is producing a yogurt called Sebabazo in the Faculty of Agriculture, or born out of the Faculty of Agriculture. You will remember that the partner that came up to shoulder that heavy yoke that the university wanted to undertake as part of its education mission was who? Metropolitan. This is the same Metropolitan that we are talking about today. It is the same Metropolitan that has today chartered the way in assisting us to pursue a new path in the nature of the introduction of professorial research chairs. A research chair is a way of attracting competent faculty to come and join universities in the interest of research, promoting research, and in the interest of helping us even elevate our international visibility as an institution. Now, when a company such as Metropolitan comes in to say we are going to help the university to achieve that mammoth task, then it is a true friend indeed. This is Metropolitan. It is this very same Metropolitan which I believe and I recall is looking after your lives in terms of insurance. There are so many other companies that we have and which are interacting with the university, but the involvement of whom is not yet highlighted, and which we call upon to emulate who? Metropolitan. But all I wish to say is welcome to the National University of Lesotho. In the interest of brevity, I will come back. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you for the welcome remarks. I could tell you wanted to run, but since you knew that this is just 100 meters, you still have 400 meters later on, you did recognize that. I could hear somebody else whispering other projects which Metropolitan has supported in the background. As the Vice Chancellor mentioned, only one. That is because he will still talk about them. There are many others. I want to call upon the Acting Pro Vice Chancellor, Mayor Kanjume, to talk about the initiative that has brought us here today, which is adding to the long list of initiatives which we have partnered with Metropolitan as the National University in pursuing. And like I said, many of you don't even know where the Pro Vice Chancellor schooled. You know she's one of us. You know that she's a professor, full professor she is. She's Professor Beatrice Ekanjume Ilongo, a professor of linguistics. She's a former dean of the Faculty of Humanities, and the actual current dean of humanities is here. I can see him. Mayor Ekanjume has been in the office of the Pro Vice Chancellor since June 2019, and she's still occupying that office to date. She holds a PhD in linguistics, which she obtained from the university in Cameroon. She refused to tell me how it's pronounced. It's written Yoande, and somebody told me it's Yoanda. I don't know. Yaounde one, there she tells me now. After having obtained a master's, an MA and a BA in general and applied linguistics from the same university. Professor Ilongo started teaching as a graduate assistant in the University of Yaounde 1 in the year 2000. And she did so for 3 years before leaving for Burundi. In 2003, she joined the University of Burundi as a lecturer, where she taught in the Department of English until June 2007. Then in July 2007, She joined the National University of Lesotho and has since then been teaching a broad range of linguistic courses in the Department of English. She also has a high profile of postgraduate supervision as she supervises honors, masters, and PhD theses and dissertations. She is a prolific scholar who has published several articles in accredited and refereed journals, and she's an author of 3 books. Her research interests include phonetics, phonology, morphology, sociolinguistics, African linguistics, error analysis, onomastics, what's that? Communication and pragmatics. Provost Chancellor, please come tell us the objectives of the research chair for which we have been invited here today.
I think the VC has made it easy for me. He has said most of the things that I was going to say. He has already told us what a research chair is. And like he said, this is someone who is used by the university to make sure that the research output of the university is made visible and that we are able to use the knowledge of the research to assist the nation. Because at the end of the day, like the VC said, we as an institution, it is our responsibility to make sure that we educate the nation. So a research chair gives us that opportunity to improve and increase our research output and be able to use the results to better the nation. As far as the Metropolitan Research Chair in the Faculty of Law here at the National University of Lesotho is concerned, we will say it is very important because it is going to give us many opportunities to do exactly what is expected of us. We are going to be able to expand our scientific knowledge in terms of research, in terms of innovation, and be able to capacitate the nation. We'll be able to improve on the country's research output as a whole, not just NUL, but the country as a whole, and therefore put the country at a level where it can be competitive with other countries as far as innovation and research are concerned. And of course, we are going to make sure that through this research chair, we are going to advance scholarship in the area in which the research chair itself is established. Maybe I should mention that the Metropolitan Research Chair, Professorial Research Chair, is established in pension law studies. So we, as an institution, will be able to advance scholarship in the area of pension law, which is relevant to our nation. And this will be done through different forms of publications that the research chair, the person who is occupying that chair, is going to do. It will be publications in the form of journal articles, in the form of book chapters, in the form of books themselves. And these will be scholarly works that others can make use of and that they can, both within the nation and even outside the nation, they can make use of to improve this particular aspect of pension law. And I'm aware that the holder of this particular professorial chair is planning to organize series of seminars around the different projects that have to do with pension law. And this will be shared with the industry, those stakeholders that are directly involved and concerned with pension law, and also the whole nation, because as we know, when we start talking about pension, it's not only the individual who is receiving the pension, but it extends to the family, because sometimes the individual may not be there to receive that pension, and it has to be received by somebody. So all these things will be covered by the current holder of the research chair, who will educate the nation on the various aspects. Also, we will be able to use this research chair, MD, to develop more programs, postgraduate programs in particular, and even short learning programs and courses, which we will use to help people improve on their skills, and also empower them with more skills for those who do not have, so that they will be able to understand the whole issue surrounding pension law, especially now that we have increased regulatory pressure, which have been precipitated by the emergence of the highly specialized legislation in the pension and insurance sector. So these series of seminars and workshops will help shed light on some of the aspects that most people don't understand yet. And of course, one of the things that the research chair, as short as it might be, we were given this chair in November. I want to say that the research chair has already been active, and the faculty has already come up with an executive program titled Certificate in Pension Law. And that program is going through, it has gone through the university structures, and it is currently with chair for accreditation. So once we receive the report from chair and the go-ahead, that program will be offered. So that is one of the programs that this research chair is going to offer. But like I said, they will also come up with more programs, more postgraduate programs and short courses that will help in informing the nation of issues surrounding pension law. And then also, as an institution, we are going to use this this chair, MD, to provide a platform for the, public lectures with people from within and from without. We will be inviting, the VC mentioned to you while we were sitting in the house, that we use this opportunity to attract qualified and high scholars from outside. So we are going to make sure that we use this to provide a platform where we can have public lectures which can be given by scholars from outside Lesotho, and who will be able to, shed more light on issues that we would have identified. And also we will also use it for seminars, for symposiums, and so on, where we will have debates and discussions surrounding the research chair itself. So with all of these, we will be able to deal with issues that are affecting the pension and the insurance industry. And we are hoping that we will achieve all these in collaboration with the different stakeholders in these various areas. And of course, like the VC said, we have the mandate to educate. So we are hoping that this will give us that opportunity. It will create, give us that opportunity to create awareness in the different areas that are related to pension and insurance, and people will be able to manage these various issues more appropriately. I am advised that the research chair is already preparing one of such seminar or symposium, and I think it has been scheduled for the 23rd of this month, if I'm not mistaken, and it's going to be virtual because of the situation in which we are, but the Zoom link will be shared for all, so that those who want to participate can participate. And so these events, Mayor Director and many others, are the different ways in which the research chair, the holder of the research chair, is going to showcase the importance of this milestone that Metropolitan Lesotho has done for NUL. I think we cannot overemphasize the importance of this, of what Metropolitan has done and is doing for NUL. In fact, research chairs are very important in all institutions. If you look at South Africa, they have more than 200 research chairs in their institutions, which are funded both by the government, public and private. So like VC was saying, I think it's time for the private sector in Lesotho to step up and follow the route that Metropolitan Lesotho has taken. They have shown us time and again that they are here to support NUL in every way, and we are really grateful for that. Indeed, I would say Metropolitan is living up to its motto, which says, "Together we can." Yeah. So they know, like VC said, the task that NUL has is not something that we can do on our own. So we need partners, and that is why together we can achieve that that objective. And in fact, we cannot have enough words to say thank you to Metropolitan for everything that they are doing, and we hope that you will not be disappointed with the results that you will get. In fact, we are promising you that you will not be disappointed with what you've done, because you are going to see the results and you will be happy, and I want to believe you will bring another chair after that. Thank you.
Mamello, I know the VC has welcomed you to NUL. Welcome. NUL is a home. That's why we chose not to go to the boardroom, but to come to a home when we deal with things which we feel are homely, as the university. Mayor Mamello, as a sponsor, as a managing director of Metropolitan, like I said, you surely have words for NUL and for the nation about this chair. And also to explain that a research chair is not just a matter of interest for academics, but for all of us as the people of this country. I know you are the managing director of Metropolitan. I know, and I can tell everybody here, that when you were confirmed in your seat as the managing director in September, you had already acted in that capacity for a couple of months. So you did some good acting, eh? And they thought they could confirm you. Like all of us here, Mayor Mamello is graduated from this university. From your faculty, Dean FSS, I see she attained a Bachelor of Degree in public administration and sociology from NUL, and she went on to attain a Master of Business Leadership degree from the Graduate School of Business Leadership at UNISA. She has had quite a longish career at Metropolitan, which I'm told spans beyond 16 years. And she has held quite a number of other positions before she became the managing director. So she didn't land from the sky. She grew from within Metropolitan. She's been the chief operations officer, and at that time she was overseeing functions of a total of 6 departments. She headed the corporate business division, and she also from 2004 established and headed the HR function for the Metropolitan, which is a function that is relatively new. Remember, we used to have personnel departments, and the HR in Metropolitan came with Memamel. We're grateful, you came to Metropolitan. My father worked for Metropolitan, by the way. Prior to working for Metropolitan, Memamelo worked for the Office of the Auditor General in the capacity of Human Resource Manager. Oh, that's where he brought it from. In character, she's said to be passionate about service. That's what they say. I'm still to see, but I think I'm seeing already. She is a Rotarian and a past president with the Maluti Rotary Club. And when she was studying at the National University of Lesotho, she was a charter member of the Roma Rotaract Club. And finally, importantly, because it was written in my notes, Memamelo is a practicing traditional healer, having answered her calling to heal by her ancestors in 2019. Me, please.
Today is a very proud moment for Metropolitan Lesotho. It has always been important for us as a company to take the lead in influencing the narrative in all matters in insurance. We have been administering retirement funds for a very, very long time without the benefit of legislation governing how we did it. We understand firsthand the importance of having the right regulatory environment within which to operate. Specifically, we also understand how important it is to have relevant and up-to-date content, knowledge, expertise, and skills in the fields within which we operate so that we can deliver the best service for Basotho. When we were approached by the university through Professor Muhangi and his team, we took some time to consider what this would mean, not only for Metropolitan Lesotho and the university, but for the wider insurance and retirement fund community. We've been presented with an opportunity to help facilitate the creation of thought leadership in the retirement fund industry, and we could not be prouder to have partnered with the university to do this. I believe that there are many, many challenges that exist within our environment which can be addressed through the establishment of this research chair. I have a B that's, okay, it's gone. For a long time, we have had to source retirement qualifications in South Africa at a great cost. My hope is that, as you have mentioned, that this chair will bring development of various qualifications that the insurance and retirement fund industry can consume, and I see that it is going to happen. My hope also is that the chair will lead and facilitate many discussions, debates that will help the industry to grow and to become strong enough to influence the growth of our economy. The long-term investment horizon of pension funds, for example, makes them reliable vehicles that could potentially be used for, say, financing development of infrastructure, crucial infrastructure in the country. More and better infrastructure can benefit Lesotho's economy through a number of ways. Cheaper transport costs, for example, can help create new markets, which in turn fosters competition, spurs innovation, lowers prices, and raises productivity, leading to an increase in living standards. Furthermore, transport infrastructure can have a direct impact on economic efficiencies in an economy by reducing costs and reducing inventories and so on. As an economy such as ours that is suffering, were we to improve our infrastructure, we could start to move up the global chain, the global value chain. We could help, the infrastructure could help to attract foreign investment and contribute to knowledge transfer, leading to more trade with the rest of the world. However, among the many challenges that we have is the lack of appropriate investment vehicles, wherein investment managers, asset managers can invest and grow pension contributions locally so that the money does not cross the border to benefit our neighbors, but instead can circulate within this country and begin to work to help to bolster economic growth within the country. I know that the challenges seem daunting, but I don't think that they are insurmountable. It takes innovative solutions such as the creation of this chair and commitment from all stakeholders to win this fight. So as Metropolitan, we are happy to contribute to this research chair. We are extremely proud to contribute to this research chair and the resultant work that it will ultimately produce, and the resultant results that we hope we'll see as it carries out its work. I believe that, I think I began to understand as Prof was explaining to me how important the research chair is. I think it's only just occurring to me how extremely important it is, and it makes us all the more prouder as Metropolitan Lesotho to be able to facilitate the creation of this chair. As we say at Metropolitan, together we can.
We are getting to the close of our session, and we'll be inviting the Vice Chancellor to say a vote of thanks and closing remarks. But as he comes forward to do that, I will invite you, Vice Chancellor and MD, to perform a symbolic cutting of the cake. I'm not sure if it's real or plastic. After cutting the cake, Vice Chancellor, please just come forward and present your vote of thanks and closing remarks.
Director of Programs, dear ladies and gentlemen, this is a great moment for me to can say thank you very much to Metropolitan. This moment symbolizes the need for us to invite the entire commercial world to come forward and join hands with the university. We appeal to the various commercial giants in this country to come forward with suggestions, with innovations around the concept of a chair. Those chairs are going to be named after those commercial enterprises. And they will be manned by the most competent and capable academics. Those chairs are going to serve as the basis for contribution to the university. We appeal to all those commercial entities in this country to please come up and welcome the respective deans when they come to knock on your doors to negotiate the need for the establishment of a chair that will honor your names. And I am simply saying at this stage that the deans will be on their feet. They have informed me that they are now going to start knocking on the various doors to request the participation of the various commercial entities that we have, and even indeed the likes of those which may not necessarily be commercial, but which have a significant role to play in this country for the advancement of the university. Penultimately, this is a moment when we should tell people that this chair, some of the aspects which we did not mention, is that the PVC mentioned that we have a program which is awaiting finalization of accreditation, which is born out of this chair arrangement. Indeed, I think it is not a secret, and I would like to make this known that Metropolitan has been so kind as to even undertake, out of the arrangement of the chair, to assist the Faculty of Law with accrediting postgraduate programs financially. The university has formulated a number of postgraduate programs, but because of some financial challenges, they are still sitting in the records of the university. But Metropolitan could not allow that to happen, especially in the Faculty of Law. They say, we realize you have a PhD which has been approved by Senate. We realize you have a Master of Philosophy in Law which has been approved by Senate. We realize you have a Master of Laws which has been approved by Senate. We are going to help you out of this arrangement to finance those programs for accreditation. And we must say thank you very much, Metropolitan. It is the same Metropolitan that now says over and above research chairs that are going to be appointed under this arrangement, we as Metropolitan authorize you to go ahead and prepare a product of this program in the nature of a holder of a PhD. Now, this is Metropolitan saying this to us. Who could have said no? We therefore would like to invite and request all others to please come forward and assist in the way Metropolitan is doing, in the best interest of this university. We thank you very much, Metropolitan. Thank you very much, Master of Ceremonies. Thank you, colleagues.